He's really good at that.
You gotta watch him when you're around Fred.
Right, cool. So always turn that hit.
That's gonna be 1 million views right there.
Oh, right. Like, just to piggyback off that, like, you load up in the corner, you also have to think about your tires too.
Yeah.
Because your tires, I learned this in autocross school that I went to, your tires only do one job well. Like, you're either braking, accelerator, or turning. Like,
That's true.
You start mixing, it's kind of like on a scale, you only get one of those at a time. So if you start braking and turning at the same time, you're like, doesn't matter, you're overloading your tires. Like, you could have the best suspension in the world, you're overloading your tires, you know? It's you know.
Speaking of tires, I need some tires. Any suggestions?
What do you want tires for?
My car.
What are you using the tires for?
Make it Thompson dragger.
Right?
For a daily. Do it.
I can already hear my 10-bolt crying.
Rob Dahm just spun his RX-7 on the freeway, coming home from a drag strip, and just started raining on him midway home, and it just spun. I'm sure there'll be a link to that or something.
He's a flat earther. Does it sound good? Talk?
Yeah.
Car talk? Guy talk? Car talk? Garage talk? Shed
Dialogue.
talk? Car dialogue? I don't know. We don't have a name yet. We're just trying it out. If you guys like this format, let us know in the comments below. If not, let us know in the comments below. So yeah, so we're talking about, you know, coilover versus strut. Which one's better? Or is there a better option? Or is it just kind of preference, what the car is going to be used for, that sort of thing? Personally, I would say it's preference. I mean, coilovers.
That's whatever your objective is. Like every other part of the car, it's about building what you're going to be using it for.
Yeah. Exactly. So I mean, well, okay. Well, give us some examples though. I mean, when would you want a coilover versus when would you want a strut setup?
I feel like you'd probably want a coilover more so when you're chasing adjustability. Like if you're getting on different tracks regularly and you really want to dial it in, get better track times and whatnot. Where a strut, you're not going to have that level of adjustability, but there's more room for comfort, I suppose.
And you could still put some pretty nice lap times down, even with the strut spring combo. You're just not going to have that instant adjustability. Like I can take that strut spring combo and cut it down, but it's going to be a static, like, that's it, you know.
And which brings to the next thing of cutting your springs. Don't cut your springs, kids.
I was talking about like the housing. You can actually get like custom Coney shocks. They'll build you like custom.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can get them
pretty crazy.
Custom valve to perform and dampen how you want to. Yeah, it's very true. So
then you're stuck with it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So with struts is what you see is what you get pretty much. Yeah, you can get into the custom valving and all that, but that's actually changing the internals to adjust it. Whereas with the coilover, you just turn a couple screws. In most cases, for strict track use, or if you're going to be doing something that's more of a fun car and less of a street car,
like not like a necessary, not like a Focus. Like if you want to go drag racing one weekend and go out cruising with your friends the next.
Well, if you did want to do that though, what kind of setup do you think would be good for that? If you did want a good all around, if you wanted to get hard on it this day, but you wanted to cruise and be comfortable this day.
And that's kind of, you know, the reason why I'm doing that.
Yeah.
I had coilovers on my car, and now I'm going back to the strut spring combo. Like, yeah, coilovers are great for one thing and one thing only, man. Especially those.
Shattering your teeth out?
Yeah. I mean, you rode with me the one time, and it was the entire ride, like every little bump, every little seam in the concrete, it's like bam.
But that said, your 240 didn't have coilovers on it, and it was like that also.
My 240 was. It was like.
But you would fall back down to earth, rather, yeah.
Yeah, because the damping was shot because it was worn out. But going back to, I guess, the original discussion at hand with the photo versus strut, there's also a really cool thing you can do if you want both. Say you want to be able to tighten up and load it up nice in the corners, but you still want to retain that comfort when you're cruising down the road or cruising on the highway or a bumpy road. Generally, from what I've heard and from what I've experienced, is at that point you would have, say, a stiffer spring with a softer shock, and that way it would give you kind of the best of both worlds. So if you wanted the tightness in the turns, the spring would make up for it when you turn and load it up. The spring would hold, but during smooth transitions or long but bumpy roads or highway travel where you just want it just to be smooth, the softer shocks would allow it to bounce and absorb the impact accordingly. That doesn't sound good. So, we may have to be towing this broken BRZ to its new destination.
It's broke.
It's very, very broke.
It's very broke.
It's smoking more than a chimney.
I don't know why I was surprised, but there's just like a lot of room.
I've never seen under the hood on these, but there's always some asshole running around hoodless.
What I like
we saw one
is if you're going turbo, there's a stock block off that you unscrew and you can screw in the feed line to it.
That's awesome. It's really forward mounted though when you think about it.
Oh, there's a slate right there.
So that's why, like, you see people doing like these long engine swaps. Like, this
should be done in the heartbeat with me and Ben working on. Yeah, this would come out quick, dude. This would come out really fast.
Yeah. Well, but like, if you wanted to put something else in here, I could see where it might get challenging.
I could see where there's room for a freaking LS though. Look how wide this thing is.
a 2J. Oh,
Yeah, look how wide it is. There's plenty of room.
I was telling my buddy, I was like, dude, we should do.
Round hole.
Hey, so you guys ever seen that before? It's just like a hole. I've worked on many a car and I've never seen anything like that on the intake.
This is not my car, guys. I just work on these for people.
So why did it come here?
The blown motor.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, couldn't you just be like, yo, your motor's blown, don't bring it to my house?
No, he actually broke down on his way to work about 25 miles from here.
What the fuck?
It's a shift
It's a shift knob.
Weird.
He's trying to block it off with a shift knob.
Interesting.
That is
a hell of a tactic.
unexpected, to say the
Very
least.
unexpected.
Yeah.
That's one way to remove the air silencer.
Yeah.
Did you just get aftermarket intake, buddy?
It's all good.
It works.
Now his car broke down on the freeway. Like,
Oh yeah, there's no shavings in there. So we're gonna move on. So there's some topics, some hot cars coming out that we're really excited to see. The 2018 911 GT2 RS. Now Porsche hasn't made a new GT2 in almost a decade. Really say, just about.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a really long time. So this should be a showstopper and it should perform very, very well. From what we know so far, it's going to be about 700 horsepower. Porsche claims that it'll hit over 212 miles an hour. And of course, it's going to be rear-wheel drive.
Door straps.
I love the door straps.
Yeah, the door straps in the RS. Yeah, that's right.
I've actually driven a couple Porsches that had those, and it's probably one of my one of those favorite features of the Porsche, like their little race series cars.
If the C8 Zora comes out, will that be something that we can see going up against the GT2?
We're supposed to have a ZR1 regardless, so.
Well, like I said, that's why we're talking about this.
I don't know.
What do you guys think? Do you think the Z06 should go up against, or will go up against GT2, or do you think it'll be reserved for a higher echelon Corvette, say like a ZR1, or maybe the C8 Zora, if that does come to fruition?
It's gonna be at a price point probably like right now the GT3 sits at like 250, so I mean it's gonna be right around in that same area.
Exactly.
It's
if not more.
yeah, I mean, but I mean, so you gotta look at cars probably in that category. Like if I don't know, comparing cars to cars, it's kind of like, do you go by price point or performance point? Like
that's
where do you get
that's the hard part these days, yeah. Because there's a lot of cars that perform as well as this car, but cost, you know, a fraction of the price.
I mean, you can go and buy. I mean, you can even go and buy an old car like a Supra and have 1,000 horsepower, and you got horsepower, weight, and everything over this.
Yeah,
but
well, okay, so to narrow it down to make it easier,
you know.
So let's say brand new, and let's say within 3 years of the production date.
I would probably say a GTR would probably be right there with it. I mean, they're a lot heavier, but
it's GTR.
The GTR
It's GTR.
It throws its
Doesn't make
weight
sense,
around
yeah.
well.
Yeah, very well. Very well. She can move.
Still all-wheel drive. I mean,
Yeah. You got a new Nismo model coming out that's pretty much at 600
How
horsepower.
long has
And
that car been out now?
the GTR?
Yeah.
I think it's been out since like 2012.
Yeah, 20,
Maybe 2009. I can't remember.
I feel like it's been a while.
It's been a while. They've been out for a while. And they've only gotten more expensive.
And they've only done like minor facelifts to them.
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
you know, like
Very minor.
little things here.
It's just
and
mild
there.
tune out,
Yeah.
a little more of it.
It's nothing like crazy.
And then we got the 2018 GT3 RS, which is coming out. So that's supposed to be making a little bit more power, about 520 they're saying. And that one should have more aero. There may also be a YSAC package. If you're familiar with the YSAC package for the 918, that's going to be, you know, lighter bits, carbon bits, more aero, that sort of thing. So 2018 GT3 RS should be cool. Oh, and it's also going to have a free manual gearbox option. Props to Porsche for that. That's awesome. That's really awesome that Porsche is helping save the manuals.
I like also that Porsche is trying to work on getting, like they're trying to go more from the car collector to the car enthusiast.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to cut out that, you know, people buying them and marking them up and holding on to them for a few years and then reselling them for, you know, $50,000-$60,000 more. It's
That brings me another point is, how do you guys feel about the manufacturers that are rewarding people for driving their cars more than just hiding them in the garage for no one to ever enjoy?
Well,
I think it's
what
really
about
cool.
the ones
And
that are
like-
just claiming to be doing it?
like the Ford GT. Like,
Well, yeah, like Ford GT.
like-
Ford's only selling the car to people they know is going to drive the car.
So they say.
I mean, it's working out pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen, I think there's like 2 at Goodwood already.
I think
And
there's been a lot of coffee and cars here in
coffee and
Houston,
cars
right?
as well. Yeah, and so what Porsche's doing is, Porsche's building really exciting cars that are listening to what we, the enthusiasts, what we want. So they're giving us the manual. They built the 911R solely because we asked for a manual Porsche. That's the only reason why they built the 911R.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And now they're offering a free manual option with newer Porsches because they know that the drivers want them.
They'll sell.
Yeah, and that's really cool.
Well, there's a machine there if somebody wants to see it. There's a machine here.
Yeah,
This
that's
one's
right.
broken. That one's
Machine right
broken.
there.
That one's broken. I mean, there's machines broken everywhere.
Broken machines for everyone.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're all for me at this point.
Your driveway is the Oprah of broken cars.
There's 4 vehicles non-operable in my driveway at the moment.
Life of a car guy.
And the Trans Am, we don't know. That one might not turn on. Chilling on the bumper.
Yeah. Well,
I can't wait. I would love to be at the point where that was like a 458 and just nonchalantly sitting on the bumper like that.
Give about 2 years.
one day.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
Like this video, you want to see us sit on the bumper of a 458 and talk about cars.
Heck yeah. I'll go rent one tomorrow if it gets 100,000
This video
views.
gets 10,000 likes.
100,000 views and I'll go
10,000
go rent a
likes.
Ferrari.
100,000 views in this video, he's gonna go rent a Ferrari. We're gonna sit on the hood and talk about cars.
Yeah.
That's all we're gonna do with it. We're gonna take it right back.
Which one? These people will
We
make
might be sitting in the parking lot with it because I can't afford the insurance, but we'll do it.
Where's Convo?
So in case you guys are wondering or have heard the rumor, yes, people do still ride horses on public streets in Texas. It is a thing.
And it is legal.
And it is legal. It's still legal to tie a horse out front of a building if you want. It's still legal, and it's still punishable by death by hanging if you steal another man's horse. So, do not fuck with the horses in Texas.
It is a,
Unless it's a Mustang.
Yeah. Have at it.
I still want to take this and go against a Mustang.
Yeah, I'm curious to see that.
For all the viewers, it's a
Right, so if you do like this format, let us know in the comments below. If you don't like it, let us know in the comments below why. And we will listen and we will take into account your comments and go from there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Remember to go out there and do something awesome. Peace.
Make sure you take a moment to hit the big like button and subscribe if you haven't already done that.
This is some random guy that just let us come chill in his backyard and talk about cars.
It happens, right?